Okay, this will be an interesting one. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here a magazine called Swell. I don't know what it's about exactly. Looks like, well, there's a waterfall. There's some lovely creeks. This looks like whatever. So obviously it's to do with swimming and swimming pools and shit where you go swimming. Swell, nice. I'm going to photocopy that. Well, pretty much mostly her. We're concentrating on mostly her. But yeah, swell. Interesting. I do like swimming pools and creeks and shit where you can go swimming. In fact, I'm looking forward when I get married to Luigi to going to visit places like, yeah, some really nice places where you can go swimming, lovely swimming holes. Anyway, that looks interesting, but it looks shit house. Looks a bit too contrasty. We didn't even put the contrast up. It just looks more contrasty. Maybe lighten it. Maybe lighten it further with this. So let's try that again. So yeah, we photocopied mainly the her bottoms, which didn't look too good. So okay, out it comes. Well, that looks a bit better, but it still doesn't look quite what I want. I wonder if we can do better than that, or whether we're going to keep it like that. I got a gut feeling I want to do a better one than that. Maybe we can have more of these people in the picture. Maybe if we make it less enlargement, we can incorporate some of the other characters in there as well. Okay, out it comes. Yeah, that looks more interesting, even though I don't like the way there's the writing in the page that's shown up. Maybe if I can stretch it, maybe I'll just see if I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do another one, folks. See if we can make this look really nice. This was more difficult than I thought. Out it comes. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks a lot more interesting. Still not totally satisfied with it. I want this to be the main feature, the colourful swimmers, but that looks quite nice. Wondering what we can do with this, where the centre of this job is going to be. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try another one. I want her to be in the main picture of the book. Okay. Well, that looks interesting. That looks really quite interesting. Okay. I'm going to do something different. Once again, I'm going to do something interesting. I'll put this aside in case I need it. We're going to do something interesting with this image. We're going to make it into something more interesting. We're going to reduce it. I'm going to reduce it 70.7 on the vertical, and on the horizontal we're simply going to keep it at 100. So we're going to do something more interesting with this. Don't know how that's going to work. Okay, out it comes. Well, that looks really, really interesting. We're going to do more with it, I'm sure. I'm sure we can make a better job of this. You can see that's a more interesting type of image we've got from this. So now we're going to just try that again. We're going to just maybe move it this way, maybe around. See how that works out. Okay, out it comes. That looks interesting. Still not what I'm quite after, but it looks interesting. That looks really quite nice, those people there, but I still want to do a better one, folks. So we're going to go and try that again. I'm going to just put it this way again. Okay, out it comes. Let's see what we have made. We've made something quite interesting. Wondering if we're going to maybe use it. Or maybe I'm looking at this one. Maybe not. It's a good one. It's a tough choice. I'm going to try another one. Fuck it. I'm just going to try another one, folks. So we're just going to try another one of this. Fuck it. Doesn't want to go up to the edge. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks really quite interesting. See those interesting bits there. So now we're going to use this. Wondering if maybe we could... That's a good question. How can we utilise this? So we're going to go back to 200. Going to put this aside, and we're going to use this one, and we're going to enlarge a section, then we're going to slide it on an angle. We're going to go round like that. So, right, let's see how we go. Wondering if we're going to just change things a little to make it... It's a copy of a copy of a copy. I think we're just going to leave it like that, and we're just going to slide it around. This is a challenging one, folks. Let's see how this turns out. Looks shithouse, actually, to be honest. Maybe a section out of that, or... That's a good question, what we can actually utilise. This area here looks quite inviting. Wondering if we're going to maybe put it on an angle and enlarge it big. So we're going to enlarge this section. I don't know if this is what my intuition is going to be doing. Soon find out if we can make this look good. It's going to be a prolongated demo, but I've got plenty of room on this micro SD card because I haven't made any prolongated ones today. That looks interesting. It looks a bit wishy-washy, a bit minimalist. I'm going to go back to the start and I'm going to do another version of that. So I'm going to go back to the start, folks. It's not working. We're just going to go back to the start and we're going to start again, however much this is a pain in the ass to do. I think the settings are all pretty much bog standard. Maybe the colour adjust, that's a bit too light. Wondering if we're going to leave it there and we're just going to go back to 141.4. We're going to try again. We did some experiments, but they didn't quite work quite the way I was hoping, so we're going back to the fucking start, where we're going to start this up again. Okay, we're going to make these movements similar to the ones we did there. So let's see how that looks. If we master our copies from this instead of off a copy, that might be good. If we master them from the original, then we'll have a better result, hopefully. And yes, that looks brilliant. She looks really brilliant. The colours look brilliant. The shapes look brilliant. All we have to do is make it more mirror friendly. So we're just going to now... Perhaps this will be a good magazine to read in a waiting room, so I'm going to use it for that. So we're going to put that at the top and we're going to make a movement out of it. We're going to move it. So we're going to now switch to 100 and we're going to move it. And see how we go. I try to follow intuition, folks. I try not to think just with my head. You know, I try to think with intuition, and that looks really nice. I think we can use that. I was thinking of getting rid of that, but we're going to leave that because we want the woman's face. So this is going to be the centre of the job. I'm really stoked. I'm really happy that I'll be able to finish this demo before it gets too long. So we're just going to quickly set ourselves up a bit better. We might have to lighten it a bit, lighten it for a bit. And let's see. So this is our master copy that we just used, and this is the master copy we're going to finally make to make our last take, our last part of this job. But it's good to have a prolongated demo. I like having I like having them, even though they're a nuisance when you consider it's hard work holding the camera constantly, and you sort of wonder how long you can do it for. My maximum one was 21 seconds and 21 minutes, I think, and something seconds. The longest one. Just wondering, it looks a bit grainy. Wondering what we're going to do with it. We're going to just stick with it, folks. But I like a prolongated demo when I actually do something useful with it, where it comes out looking really spiffing, so to speak. spiffingly good demo. This one looks like it's going to be pretty good. Just moving the other stuff away. So we're just going to line these corners up as best as we can. And this is going to be our 2 mirror images for this. The scanner just made a noise, folks. Silly. Okay, let's just line these up. I like the colours there in the middle. They turned up a treat. So we're just going to try and line up some of these areas here. Let's line that up. Oops, it's a bit crooked, folks. Just try and touch that. And we're just going to line this one up. Okay, well, that was, I think, was well worth it. I think now we can finally call this demo quits.